your conference was about crowdfunding, so it's becoming more and more popular across the United States. Can you tell us what's the main difference between crowdfunding and dealing with VCs or institutional investors?
Yeah, that's a great question. There's been, at the end of the day, entrepreneurs really want to be able to raise money. They're excited about their idea, their vision, and they just need to have money to help make that happen. And so traditionally what's happened is people have to go to have one-on-one face-to-face meeting with a venture capitalist firm, or maybe their uncle is rich or something. They have to get money through those means. Because of the internet and because of social networking and sites like Facebook and others, it's now possible to make your request for money be a lot more broad. Explain what you want to do, explain your vision, and allow a lot more people to hear it all at once. And that allows you to get money much more efficiently.
And can you talk about why is it a dream that can come true for any kind of startup who want to raise money?
It really can be. People use crowdfunding in different ways. For example, Kickstarter is a great example of a company most people have heard of now, where basically it's a way for someone through the crowd to raise money, but in exchange you give them a product or a t-shirt or some opportunity they wouldn't have otherwise. And that's a way for pretty much any business to raise money. What's happening in the United States right now is there's new legislation called the Jobs Act that allows that same mechanism to be used, not just to give away a t-shirt or a product, but also to actually give ownership in your company, equity. That's still a law that's being worked right now, but with that it'll even open up the doors to more people once the legislation is complete.
And what's the good and bad about this legislation?
Yeah, I think the good is that it allows investors to be able to see more opportunities more quickly. For the entrepreneur themselves, instead of them having to, like I said, get in a car or fly to go to somewhere like Silicon Valley to raise money, they now can use the internet, a much more efficient mechanism. But in return, they can give those investors equity in their company. So this is basically making it much easier and much faster for entrepreneurs to raise the money they need, which means they can develop their dream more quickly.
And what's the bad about this act?
Yeah, the bad act is that, first of all, not all the details are in place right now. Within the United States, the Securities Exchange Commission governs how these things occur. They have until the end of December to put the final rules in place. Some of the concerns is that there'll be a lot of government regulation on how information needs to be reported, how accounting and financials are done, such that this idea of being fast and efficient through the internet could actually get bogged down by government bureaucracy of more regulation, more laws, more financial accounting, which could raise the cost for an entrepreneur. But we're going to have to wait and see until the legislation is done.
And who may the most take advantage of this act once this approval will happen?
Yeah, the people that really take advantage of it most will be a young entrepreneur or someone just starting their business where they need maybe $400,000 or $500,000 to really take their company to the point in time that it's real. The crowdfunding act that was done in the United States is really perfect for that type of entrepreneur. And the reality is most companies go through that phase. You have to get started, you have to prove your idea, you raise maybe $500,000, you prove your idea, and then you go through more traditional mechanisms. So this law and the whole idea of crowdfunding is perfect for that group of people.
And we've talked about the United States a lot, but what about startups in Canada? Will the same law apply for them?
Yeah, right now what's happening is for crowdfunding where equity is not involved, meaning you give someone a good or a product of some kind, that's already very popular and very successful here in Canada, and a number of sites are doing it. In fact, right here at the Montreal International Startup Festival, there's a company that's, Boom to Boom is doing that exact thing where it's a Montreal-based company offering crowdfunding. In return, what you do is give goods and services. As far as being able to do crowdfunding for equity, the Canadian government right now is watching what's happened in the United States. Once that legislation is in place, the plan is to see how something similar can be done here in Canada. So we're going to have to wait and see on that side, but otherwise Canada is well along the road already.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, appreciate it.